At the time of recording this video, I've done hundreds of fitness consultations with different people struggling to accomplish their muscle growth and or fat loss goals. Through those consultations, I've noticed some recurring patterns as to what seems to hold people back from accomplishing whatever their fitness goals are. For me, as an outsider looking in, the solution to these problems is often apparent, but I know that when you're in the midst of it, it can be very difficult to identify, understand, and solve the problem yourself. So in this video, while showing you footage from my latest full body gym workout, I'm going to try to bring light to one of the most common root problems that holds people back from accomplishing their fitness goals based on what I've observed through the consultations that I've done over the years. It could be the case that this problem is something that's hindering you without you even knowing it. My hope is that if that's the case, it will bring awareness to the problem so you can identify it, understand it, and work towards solving it so you can finally accomplish your muscle growth and or fat loss goals. Before we dive in, if you find this video to be helpful, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. Okay, let's get into it. This common problem is what I would best describe as looking for a solution in the wrong places. In fact, I'm terming the problem aiming to find a solution outside of the solution. I'll explain using a non-fitness example. Imagine someone has the goal of becoming wealthy. As most of us know and understand, there are actually some predictable ways of accomplishing that. What are some examples? Well, here's a few ways that I think we could agree on. The first is learning a skill or set of skills, getting very good at those skills, and then either helping people using those skills through your own business and then growing that business over years to accumulate wealth, or work for someone else's business and do the same thing, but climb your way up the ladder of that business over the years to accumulate wealth. This could involve virtually any skill. The skills of being a lawyer, surgeon, interior designer, marketer, business consultant, musician, artist, and so on. You could also learn a skill, get really good at it, then create something with that skill that solves a specific problem and then sell it to accumulate wealth. Like writing a highly successful book or developing or inventing a product that can make someone's life easier. In both of those instances, it takes getting really good at a skill and then either selling the fruits of that skill yourself, maybe through your own business, or doing so through the business or company of someone else. And for most of us, that's not at all easy. For almost everyone that accumulates wealth through those means, it means tons of hard, intelligent work, patience, resilience, and a relentless work ethic. And it could take, and usually does take, many years. Now, from being an outsider looking in, it might be easy to look at some outlier cases of people who are wealthy, who seemingly did not or do not have to work very hard to get there. And from making that observation, it might create a kind of false hope that we too can become wealthy without having to do any of those things, like mainly working hard for a long time. Of course, there are truly some people who are wealthy without having had to work hard for it, like people with trust funds or large inheritances, or the odd person that's won big from the lottery, or, places like that. But again, those people are the vast minority and are truly exceptions to the rule. Yes, it really is a false hope to chase wealth through that kind of means. But even so many of us become prey to get-rich-quick schemes that are sold to us. Predatory marketers or flat-out scammers who sell systems or tactics that are advertised as involving very little work for massive fortunes of income. We fall for this stuff all the time. And what makes it all particularly misleading is that sometimes those get-rich-quick schemes might work for the odd person here or there. But again, only the vast minority, the outliers, the exceptions to the rule. But even so, those outliers create a false expectation for the majority of people that they too can make the scheme work when the odds are practically 1,000,000 to 1. At the end of the day, it's good old-fashioned, hard, smart work over a long period of time that leads to an accumulation of wealth, not get-rich-quick schemes. But the problem that so many people have is that they want to go around the solution that is proven to work and find some other solution outside of the real solution instead. That means skipping all of that hard work stuff. Can you see where I'm about to go with this? When it comes to accomplishing fat loss and muscle growth, there is a very predictable means of doing so. Without getting into the super fine details, it's through adopting and practicing healthy eating habits and exercising regularly. Although I've just laid that out in a way that emphasizes its simplicity, adopting healthy eating habits and exercising regularly is very difficult for many people. Just like becoming wealthy, but perhaps not quite to the same extent, it means doing some hard, smart, and consistent work for a long time. And it might mean making some serious changes to your lifestyle. For many people, not everyone, but many, that's tough. Or at least it might initially be tough. This is where the problem arises. When people set out to accomplish their fitness goals, they recognize and perhaps experience the challenge and difficulty that comes through following the predictable solution to accomplishing whatever their goals are, whether that be muscle growth or fat loss. And upon recognizing that it's difficult, they opt to find a solution outside of the solution instead. When it comes to becoming wealthy, that would be a get-rich-quick scheme. When it comes to fitness, that could look like some kind of magic pill supplement, a cleanse, special diet, mumbo-jumbo exercise program, and so on. They are hacks that promise an incredible transformation without any of the energy, effort, or time that is actually needed for success. These kinds of solutions usually don't work, at least not for the long term. And as such, people waste time and money on them, fail to reach their goals, and then find themselves stuck. And that's it. That's the pattern problem I've seen time and time again. Here's the actual solution. You might be able to guess what I'm about to suggest. It's to just take on the predictable solution that is known to work, accept the challenge that it will entail, and stick with it. Refrain from trying to find a magic pill around it. You'll end up saving time, money, and ultimately accomplish the goals you really have always wanted to accomplish. And on top of all that, you'll develop holistically in many other aspects of life through overcoming the challenges that adopting a healthy eating structure and regular exercise routine entails. Again, yes, it's tough, but it's predictable. It works. And for some people, it will come easier than others. But even so, if you find yourself as someone who does find it to all be a considerable challenge, you might actually grow more holistically than someone who finds it as less of one. Also, I want to emphasize just how worth it is. Sure, it takes time, energy, and effort, but at the end of the day, just imagine the potential good that it might bring your life, transforming your body, I mean. It has the potential to be life-changing, and that makes the effort all the more rewarding. And that's it. One of the most common root problems that I've observed holds people back from accomplishing their fitness goals is through seeking a solution that's outside of the solution. The best way to work around that problem? Accept the challenge of the real predictable solution, take it head on, and finally accomplish your muscle growth and fat loss goals as a byproduct. At this point, I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know your insights, comments, questions, and personal experiences in the comment section below. Before this video comes to a close, I want to quickly let you know about the work that I do. When I'm not making YouTube videos and making Instagram content, I work full-time as an online physique coach where I help my clients to accomplish their muscle growth and fat loss goals by optimizing their approach to strength training and nutrition, and I coach them through the process. I've been doing this work for over 7 years and love helping my clients to not only transform their bodies, but ultimately their lives. If you've been considering getting some help with accomplishing your own physique goals, feel free to hit the link in the description below, where you can learn a little bit more about the work that I do and how it can help you. You can even use that link to schedule a free video consultation with me. If you have any questions about my coaching or how I can help you, just email me at sam@jadeathletics.ca. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.